What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now today we're talking about a gold farm in Season of Discovery, and one that is very good, and we're using some strategies here to make the farm even better, and you can make so much gold from this farm, it is absolutely insane. Before we get into that though, I do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's picked up my classic WoW gold making guide already, and if you haven't, well, here's another reason why you should. Videos like this, and this specific video as well, will always be available in early access to anyone who has that gold making guide. So not only are you getting a 134 pages long document packed full of gold making information, including 50 gold farms, the best investments, how to make gold with professions, you're also getting early access to videos just like this one. And so far in Season of Discovery, this is early access video number 11, so we have had 11 videos in early access that you can take advantage of before they're public, and we're gonna keep this going in phase 2 as well, and every single phase. So if you want to make even more gold in Season of Discovery, please consider checking that one out. It's packed full of all the information I have for gold making, and then you get early access to even more information through videos. So if you want to check that out, the link is down below in the video description and a pinned comment. That being said, let's talk about the farm itself, and we are obviously in South Shore right now, and we're farming for Murlocs. It's kind of an alliance specific farm, but even if you're Horde you can still do the farm, but it's two separate stages to the farm. So you're farming Murlocs across the coast right here, and this is really useful for two reasons. Number one, they're part of a quest, so you can do the quest line while doing the farm, and number two, they have a very lucrative loot table. If you look at my bags right now, I've just been here for 5 minutes. We've gotten 1 pearl, like iridescent pearl. We've gotten formula enchant gloves fishing, and that's not the only good formula you can get here. You can also farm for the elixir of minor agility, for example, or elixir of regular agility, one of the agility elixirs at least, and a bunch of alchemy recipes, and just good recipes overall, and good greens. The mobs are level 30, 31 and 32, which means they're dropping really good green items. Just some of them can be in the level 25 range as well, giving you necklaces worth 50 gold, and some of them giving you really good rings and just really good off pieces, like for example belts with healing, legs with healing, gloves with healing, and they're selling for like 10, 20, 30 and 40 gold. So you can get a bunch of very highly valuable greens from the farm as well, and then steady gold from both the fish oil you're getting, the pearls you're getting, and just everything else adds to the total gold per hour from the farm. Now, the mobs being level 31 has given this farm a huge barrier to entry, because that means only certain classes, or you have to have really good gear to do the farm. It's been like a hunter specific farm for a long time, and you can do it as other classes, but you have to have some gear to compensate, so you can hit more with your abilities and your spells, because 6 levels higher than you will miss a lot when you're farming these mobs. That being said, today we're using a strategy to break that requirement and to break the barrier of entry to the farm itself by adding a separate barrier to entry which has nothing to do with the gear. So farm number 1, or the way you can farm this number 1, is you can be a hunter or a very highly geared person and just farm the mobs regularly. Number 2, and that's the one I'm going to show you today, is be in a party. Either with yourself, like me, I'm partied with my friend or with myself right now, or be in a party with your friend and tell your friend to just go AFK. So if you have a friend who's already going AFK and he can be in this place to go AFK, that is perfect. Or if you have like anyone nearby who you can see, just ask them if you can invite them for a while. Like for example, there was someone fishing here just recently. I could have invited him to my party, and then after you have someone in your group, just put the loot to free for all, and then we're going to use guard mechanics. So the way guard mechanics usually work in Classic WoW or Vanilla WoW is that you have to deal half the damage of the mob before the guard kills the mobs to get experience and loot. That being said, when you're in a party, somehow that loot thing, it goes away. So you don't have to deal any, or you have to do some damage to the mob, but you have to don't do 50%. So you can do one attack, bring the mob back, and you still get all the loot that the mob actually gives you. So I'm just going to demonstrate that right now by pulling one mob and pulling him back. Actually, this pull right here will probably end up getting 2 mobs, and that's fine. So just make sure you tag the mobs and bring them back to the guard, and then the guard will kill them for you. And then, as always, you will get the loot. Even without dealing half the damage, by the way, you will still get the loot. So that's kind of ridiculous, and it's such a good way to do the farm. No, we have to be alliance though to use this in this place, because once again, the guards are alliance. If you come here as horde, they're just gonna kill you instead. But as you can see, he just killed both these murlocs, and I can loot both of them, and I'm getting full loot from both of them as well. And just to show you what happens when I'm not in a group, I'm going to pull this guy right here with leaving the group. So we're going to leave the group right now, pull this one caster, and pull him back to the guard as well. And I'm just going to show you that when you're not in a party, you're by yourself, this guy will suddenly not give you any loot. And if you were like less than level 25, he wouldn't give you experience either. But for some reason, when you're in a party, that just goes away. So you still get full experience and full... well, at least full loot. Well, in this case, he reset before getting to the guard, so we're just going to go out one more time and try one more time. I've never really had them reset like that before, especially the casters. But here we go. Actually, we can just take this guy. Melees are usually easier to like bring back anyway, so here we go. So the guard just killed this guy, and as you can see, there's no loot on the corpse. I cannot even click the corpse, nothing is happening. So once again, you have to be in a party, but when you're in a party, you still get all the loot from that mob every single time. And having the option to use the guards like this really makes the farm available to more than just hunters, for example, because hunters have been doing this farm for a long time, and not a lot of other classes have been able to do the same, but now we suddenly can. So we're just going to kite this guy back once again, and we have a caster over here somewhere as well. So we're just going to bring this guy back to the guard, and the guard is going to take care of him for us, and we're going to get all the loot once again. I do believe if you're playing a class like a hunter, you're still probably going to be better off just doing the same thing you're usually doing. So instead of pulling the mobs back, you're probably still better off just killing the mobs the normal way, because hunters can still kill these mobs really fast. But if you're not a hunter, then you're just going to miss your cast and your abilities way too often for the farm to be worth it the normal way for you. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this farm today. It's a super nice and chill farm. It just requires you to have someone you can group with. But for example, before I came here, or when I came here on my main, there's this guy fishing. He's back now, he's fishing. So what I could be doing is invite this guy to the party and just ask him if he can join the group and just keep fishing. That way he can fish, I can kill the mobs, and I get all the loot. Just tell him not to take your loot, right? There's always someone fishing somewhere nearby here, because there's so many floating wreckages, and they're going to be walking along the shore anyway, like up the river, for example, halfway up the river, back down again. So they're always going to be in range to loot, and there's a bunch of people around this place all the time, so you don't have to have 2 accounts, or you don't even have to have a friend to invite. Just go here and look for someone fishing, and invite the person who's fishing, and then you can start abusing the guard technology to get the loot. Either way, just a fun and different video for you today, and at least this way you can do the farm without being a hunter and still get really good loot. More than anything, I hope the farm helps you make a lot of gold in Season of Discovery, and I hope it opens up the possibilities for gold farming for you. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below and let me know how it goes for you in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you again very soon.